Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The Night Stalker, you're so silly. You're so silly. Oh, girl, we gonna talk about that, right? Oh, Carolyn, I wish I could answer that question, my friend. I really wish that I could. I'm gonna wait for a couple, people to sort of jump in here. Working on it. I can see people are coming in. I might have just got the notification because I didn't put it ahead of time. So, all right. So, good morning. So, my friends, we're going to correct some bullshitaki today. And there's a couple reasons why I'm going to do it. And one of the reasons being I can't stand the fucking constant lies that come out of that man's mouth. It's really gross. Yeah, you like my Mexican migrant hotel? I mean, how stupid does that sound? This is my Mexican migrant hotel, because migrant hotels definitely let you set the room up all the way you want. As a matter of fact, you know what I pulled out of the closet yesterday? Out of my closet at the hotel that I live at, right? Is my motorcycle helmet, which I put over here on my shelf because I was like, oh, my helmet. You can appreciate this big star, a big white star on the side. I couldn't find a motorcycle gloves, but they have these beautiful butterflies. They're pink gloves with beautiful butterflies on them. Oh, thank you, Monica. Right, a hostel. It's a hostel. I mean, do hotels let you do this? Hotels have a carpet like that? Do they have windows like this where they let you put your own curtains and your own stuff up? Where you can like leave the room and like, do they have like 2-bedroom? Like, is that how hotels work these days? I mean, are they right next to residential where you can see like my neighbor's yard and whatnot? Like, is that a thing? I'm just wondering because I'm pretty sure my neighbors would want to know, right? Ashley's been to my house. Ashley's literally been to my house. She drove past my house last night, as a matter of fact. But I'm pretty sure my neighbors would want to know, since we have block parties and stuff, if there was a hotel that was being erected in their area. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think they would want to know. I'd want to know, but clearly this is not a hotel. I mean, that's just abundantly clear, right? Common sense. See a bed anywhere? I mean, if this was one room, I'd have to sleep here, right? You think I would put all this stuff up and not have like a dresser or something if this is a room I was sleeping in? I mean, that's crazy. Like right next to me is an entire shelf of just like board games. That's very true, Grave. She's lived in a hotel for a long time, right? This is definitely my hotel. It's hotel lease, Oh, I know they do. But see, that's why they're not allowed to comment. That's why they've been blocked from commenting. See, I can't block people from watching, but I can I can block them from commenting and spewing their nonsensical bullshit. So we'll say hi to the haters. Hey, haters. Hey, haters. Hi, haters. Because as you guys know, they sip their haterade and they come here and they watch what I have to say and they report back to said leader. Their leader that's going to be in jail real soon. So I wonder what they're going to do without him. Fuck if I know. I mean, they're going to have to find somewhere to go, right? No more live streams when he's in jail. Can't do that. You know what I mean? So when he's in jail, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go is the question. Where? Okay. So let's correct some of his nonsensical bullshit from this morning. Now, once again, I don't watch this shit. Jesse, my mod, and other people like you guys do the work of gods. And y'all watch it for me because I cannot stomach the constant bold-faced fucking lies. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. It's disgusting. And I can't do it, right? Proud to be a misfit myself, Barb. You know what I'm saying? Call me what you want, my friend, but I speak the truth. You know what I mean? Well, that's the thing, right? That's another thing. You're going to make fun of homeless people or people who can't afford, like I can barely put food in my house, all right? Like that's reality of most Americans at the moment, okay? It's It's the reality of most Americans too. He completely is tone deaf to the fact that probably most of his audience are people who live on fixed incomes or need some sort of help of some sort, right? For me, it's like a lack of self-awareness, a lack of understanding, and a lack of empathy or sympathy towards anybody else's circumstances. I hope that he is homeless one day so he can feel what that pain feels like. Because he likes to make fun of anybody who, isn't super rich, which is just disgusting and gross. So the first thing I got written down here, I got notes from what you guys tell me. I got some notes. Because again, not only does income not define a person, but for him, it's all about numbers. Everything is about numbers, right? Numbers. How many subscribers, how many donations, whether the numbers went up, whether the numbers went down, everything is about numbers. Numbers. It's an obsession of his because that's how he measures his worth. Measures his worth in dollar signs and numbers. I don't measure myself in dollar signs and numbers. So let's correct a few bold-faced, nonsensical bullshit things he said this morning. Okay. Yeah, everything's a competition for him. You know how it works, Mish. Everything. Hey, Wallflower. So he says that I'm a dropout stripper. Well, I was a stripper at once in my life. I was for many years. But I'm not a dropout. I graduated high school with a special needs child. And in the picture of me in my cap and gown, I am literally holding my daughter, who at the time had the G-tube up her nose. It was taped to her face because she was a baby. And so she hadn't gotten the stomach G-tube yet. She has that now. But the tube was taped to her face. It was up her nose and down her throat, right? And I graduated with a special needs child and dealing with horrific DV. I graduated high school. I didn't drop out. Then I went to college, and I didn't finish college because I had way too much going on with my kids and health issues and all that. So I did not finish college, unfortunately. But I didn't drop out of high school. I'm not a high school dropout. Sorry, not sorry, bud. Sorry, not sorry. I'll check it. Thank you. So there's line number one. Not a dropout. Sorry to burst your bubble there, bud. Sorry to burst your bubble. I actually went to a Teen Mothers, which was across the street from the high school. So you would take some of your high school classes in the high school, and then there was a nursery in the Teen Mothers program. Because yes, I was a teen mother. Shock, horror. I'm such a horrible person, right? Shock and horror. But no, I graduated against all odds, I might say, with a special needs child dealing with really bad domestic violence. Graduated high school. So sorry to burst your fucking bubble on that one, bud. Number two. Number two. Let's correct this bullshit nonsense. Okay. Oh, SD didn't send those emails. He's also blamed two other people for those emails. She didn't send those emails. That email address is an email address that is very free, Karen Reed, in Turtle Writer. And the person behind it is a Turtle Writer or an email. Like the email is from like a Turtle Writer, Karen Reed person. That's an email that has sent many an email to many a people over the last couple of years. It has nothing to do with SD. It existed before she was even around. And to blame her is just another way to try to take digs at her. I think, honestly, his jealousy has gotten the best of him. He will never be a decent person. He will never apologize for his wrongs. He will never make somebody else's life a little easier or a little brighter. He will never help someone else because all he can care about is himself. And I think he sees in SD what he will never be. That jealousy's got to hurt, I guess. What he sees in some people like me or her, or that you can apologize for when you're wrong for something and own that shit. Because that's what normal people do. Right? You can make relationships with people, even if you don't believe the same thing, on a case. Imagine that, right? Imagine being an actual human. Oh no, not that, right? Oh no. It does, Becca, but at this point, he's going to have to do better than that. Because I've been through fucking hell. in my life. I have walked through the fire and out the other side. So he's going to have to do a lot better than making fun of me being fucking poor or me going to high school, in which he proclaims that I dropped out. Now, mind you, we're talking about somebody who claims they're a journalist, but they don't even do the basics of journalism, which is find out if the rumor you're being told is true. Oh, no, folks. He is Star Magazine, where someone says a rumor, he just repeats it. Imagine that. Imagine fucking that. That is why the man's not a journalist, because he just spews shit that isn't true. Where's the receipts, Aiden? There's no receipts of Essie sending those emails because she never fucking did. You just are jealous, and it's sad. It's sad. It's really fucking sad. It's just sad. He is the owner of Star Magazine. That's 100% fact, right? 100% fact. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? It was hard, but that's the thing. Why don't you focus, Sewer Turtle, more on your over a dozen felonies and active orders and pending criminal charges in New Jersey? I don't know why you would be focusing on other people that have nothing to do with you, other than the fact that you can't focus on yourself, because you know deep down inside you're just a shitty person and you will never be anything more. I guess living that kind of paranoid life has really got to get to you. I mean, if I was peeping out the window for Silverados every day, that would suck, you know? Well, that's the thing. You're a threat to him if you speak anything about him he doesn't want other people to know. So that instantly makes him attack. You say something that has credibility to it, that is true, that he knows is true, and that he knows is going to come out eventually. Well, he cannot have that. No. He also said that me and Esty are the same because we don't have jobs. This is my job. I would like him to apply that same thought process to himself. If I don't have a job, Aiden, you don't have a fucking job. The difference between me and him is I had a career and I worked in a prison. And the man hasn't worked in a real job since 2014. Also, who gets to decide what a real job is? I'm also a mom. He doesn't stay home with children. Like, so what do you think? Just apply to what he says about we don't have jobs, right? First of all, tell the world what you think about stay-at-home moms, Aiden. Please tell us what you think about stay-at-home moms. Because what he's really saying is anybody who stays home, stay-at-home mom or dad with your children, you have no job and you should go get one. Oh, he's very low on content. The projection is amazing to me. I have never seen somebody project as much as that man has ever in my life. And that's a very real possibility that he is the one behind those or one of his minions that he tells. You know what I mean? He is a sad little tiny douchebag. I agree. I agree. Well, that's the thing is the fingers are always being pointed everywhere else except at him or in the mirror. He's afraid. He said he's afraid of the police. Well, nobody who hasn't done anything wrong and is innocent would be afraid of the police. Let's be honest here. You're afraid because you know the things that you're doing and have done are catching up with you at this point, right? Oh, yeah, I've played it begrudgingly, but I have played it. I've played it to show people that these people who come here to defend him don't fucking know who they're defending. Who are you defending? You're defending someone who told a young man to go kill himself and he should do it and he should stream it. And what is he waiting for? The man who went and set numerous other people up, we showed the receipts to that before the Karen Reed case existed. The same man who continued to do those same behaviors, trying to fake evidence into the police station or into the court to try to get back at someone who had a real reason to have a court case against him. His way of trying to get petty and, in his words, spiteful, he does it out of spite, okay? To hold him accountable for something he actually did was to try to have them falsely charged and to set them up. Funny how he always claims a setup, though, right? These people don't even realize that he's been claiming setups for 10 plus years. That's really sad. That is really fucking sad, Listen, I say this. I say if the young jerks lost 2K followers because of him, then those are not people you wanted in your fucking community then at all. Anyway, so I say good riddance. If I lose people, oh well. I'm not going to stop speaking the truth. And if those people want to unsubscribe, please do so. Because I'm sorry, but I don't want those people as viewers. I don't want them in my community. I don't want them. So if Mike lost 2,000 followers, those are people he didn't want following him to begin with. Those are not the people you want in your community, dude. Believe me. Good riddance, in my opinion. Those are people who have been brainwashed into thinking that everything Aiden says is right. And he's never, ever, ever, ever in the wrong. Yep. And he has civil ones that go back even further than 2019. He had to shut down an entire website over a civil suit. He likes to claim he's never lost, but he's lost a few times. Hey, Sam. That's just nonsense, right? Like, he just makes shit up and rolls with it. Anybody says something that has any credibility to it about him, he automatically goes into just, throwing out rumors people have said about someone, which just goes to show you he's not a journalist. Journalists don't go based on rumors and things that are untrue. They don't do that. It is a job in itself. Exactly. He liked me until I started asking questions. Everyone did, until I started figuring out some shit was wrong. And I didn't lie for him. Yeah, he settled out of court. Yep, I remember that one. I would like him to apply to my job. That'd be great. Moms, we have to be a multitude of things, right? We have to be doctor, and we have to be mediator and therapist, and all the things, teacher. We have to be all the things. But you're right. So he got to use his own, you know what I'm saying? He can't even use his own thought process. And this is where it goes to show that it only applies to just him, right? No, you need to go get a job. Aiden, newsflash, you work on YouTube too, buddy. So if I don't have a job, you don't have a fucking job there, bud. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Just saying. He is a baby. He throws big baby fits. Big, giant, petulant child fits. And the fact that some people are completely blind to it, or they turn their heads and they just ignore it, is amazing to me. Because when they're on the receiving end of that, I guarantee you I'll be the person that they would call for help. So they're like, oh, where are those people, that go to other people about him? And it's like, where do you think you would go for help when it happens to you? You'd be begging for someone's help. Just FYI. He picks on women because he's not man enough to pick on a full-grown man. That's why. Good morning, Cynthia. Well, they are, yeah. Yeah. Well, guess how that worked out? With NDAs. Yeah, he wasn't going to keep that career, He's no man. He's a baby. He's a baby. He is a baby. She always makes me try to spit out my coffee, okay? I'm telling you, all the time. Exactly. The trash will take themselves out. I don't need those type of people who are watching me. Some people say, well, why do you keep talking about him? Or why do you talk about it? And I'll tell you why. Because I have people who depend on me too. Because they don't have a voice and they have nobody to speak for them, or nobody will speak for them. Nobody chooses to, right? So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They can't speak themselves. They have nobody else who's willing to do it. So do I just say fuck it and leave them screwed? I mean, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I literally cannot do that. Now you're trying to make me spit out my coffee is what's happening here, all right? That's what we're doing here. Right. Tailor, chef, psychologist, like the list goes on and on as a parent, It just does. He definitely likes the sound of his own voice. I mean, it's dads too. Dads do a lot of this work too. Single dads, stay-at-home dads, or just dads in general. You come home from work and you still got kids to deal with. You know what I mean? You do. I miss my dad every day, and that's why I carry him with me. I carry him with me. That way he's always with me, no matter what, They are afraid. They're afraid of him. They're afraid of getting doxxed. They're afraid of getting harassed. But that's some of the reason why some of them, ask me for help. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to just stop talking about it and then, oh, believe me, I've tried. I'm still sort of appealing that whole scenario because in my eyes, the law says that they're public, right? That he was owned by the state in those moments and that I should be able to have those. And so I'm arguing with them over that and have been for quite some time. Well, it's a thing, right? Like, oh, I can only imagine. I know the things he's done to other people that a lot of people don't, and I can only imagine. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did. Right as I was taking a drink, of course. Guys are trying to get me this morning. Trying to get me, goddammit. But yeah, I've been working on that. Oh, I miss my dad every day, every single day. I just want to like fix a car and have a beer with my dad. Like that's what comes to mind is like just having a beer and fixing a car and having my dad drill into my head how to do X, Y, and Z on a vehicle. That's the reason why I know how to fix things on a car is because of my dad and my grandfather and them drilling it into my head as I was a kid and I was with them in the garage or in their shops. And I miss those days. I was really hoping as an adult I could have some of those times, and unfortunately I did not. So you kind of think about the things that could have happened. Well, that's the thing, right? There's a lot of people who are unwilling, and I understand why. It does affect you. It does. It affects your channel. It affects your income. It affects your mental health. But what else am I supposed to do? Nothing. Oh, automatically. If you just disagree with him, he'll tell you to go die in a hole. Some people here have dealt with that exact thing, that exact thing. Definitely something's wrong with him. The man she should be along any minute. The man is an egotistical psychopath, right? Like that's his thing, is being an egotistical psychopath. He can't care about other people. Yeah, believe me, I've been arguing with them for a while over those. They say that they don't have to give them to me. I say they fucking do. He does. That's a very good point. That is a very good point. And he does. My dad does live through me. I make sure that I tell my kids about him, and that my kids get the stories of my dad so that it's a thing that they'll remember forever and pass on, So even if he's not around, that they could get to know him through me. His time is running out, and people are like, well, you want him in jail for freedom of speech? No, that's false. That's false. I don't want him in jail for freedom of speech. That's not why I want him in jail. I want him in jail for committing crimes. Okay. Harassment, cyber harassment, those are crimes. That's not freedom of speech. You cannot use third parties to do your dirty work for you, aka the mob of lunatics who call people and email people and threaten people. Okay. I've gotten more death threats than I can even count at this point. All right. That's not normal behavior. That's a crime. Okay. And if he himself is inciting those people, which is exactly what he does with his little dog whistles and all he has to do is mention someone's name, put their address or phone number or talk about them. And his mob knows that means to go attack. Why don't all the turtle cult people go and ask their leader if he doesn't want that done to people, which is very apparent he does. But if he doesn't want that done, why doesn't he do like other creators like me do and say, hey guys, please don't do these things. Please do not harass or attack people I talk about because it can get me in trouble. Please don't do that. I will tell you why. JFK called him out on that and said, well, why don't you just tell it? Well, I don't control people. That's a cop out. Okay, cool. You don't have to just say to your audience, hey guys, please do not do that, right? Oh, I'm not going to do that. Well, why not? He's not going to do that because that's the way he creates what he thinks is his power, right? Is by letting other people do it for him and then being like trying to feign ignorance. Like, oh, I can't control what other people do. That's not an acceptable answer. You're doing it on purpose. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? Even the courts at this point are starting to get the picture. You're doing it on purpose. You're inciting these people. That's conspiracy. It's incitement. You can use all the dog whistles you want. He thinks by avoiding threatening people physically that's somehow going to get him out of all of that. I have news for him. It's not. It is not. It literally is not. He can't stop himself. He can't stop himself about talking about either woman from Jersey. He just can't stop himself. He just can't stop. It's just sad. That's the other thing. I'm pretty sure she probably would have gotten a divorce a much longer time ago if he didn't threaten her into oblivion. He's threatened every woman he's ever been with, so I don't think that she's the exception. Yeah, certain states will give them to you very quickly, and other states not so much. Massachusetts is one of those states that don't want to give them to you. Pisses me off because I'm like, God damn it. Can we just have them? We have a $5 Venmo. Yes, we have a $5 Venmo. Oh, it came in actually, I think, before the show, and it was said to have a good show today. Positive vibes for a great show today. Well, thank you very much for your $5 donation on Venmo. I appreciate it. I should probably mention, I didn't even do that. There are a bunch of different ways you can donate to the show. Obviously, the best ways are the most direct routes, which are Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Revolut. We have a link for credit or debits in the description of the video. It's in the top of the chat. It's pinned there as well. And then there are, the indirect routes for any channel. I always say do the most direct routes for any channel that you're going to watch, because then they get it right away and they don't have to worry about waiting like a month and a half for YouTube to take their cut. But then there's super chat, super sticker, membership, like, subscribe, share, all the standard stuff. But without you guys, there's not much of me, right? And we're a small channel. We've had a bad week and a half. It's been really slow. Something that comes with the territory, unfortunately. And we're trying to grow. We're doing the best that we can, right? We do the best that we can, but we can't do it without you guys' help. That's for sure. Without the money to be able to cover the costs and keep going, we're ultimately screwed. So we appreciate any and all donations from all of you, because without you, where would we be? You know what I mean? Where would we be? Where would we be? Well, I was psychoanalyzed because I was with a narcissist, and because he has very distinct patterns, and he does not usually stray from those patterns. An attorney we know, well, that's not going to work well for him. Barb said TV has an attorney we know representing him in the Jersey case, Atlantic City. Well, that's interesting. It can't be Nan because, well, that would be a conflict, I think. And if it is, I will just laugh because she doesn't know shit about criminal. So there's that. He blocked you first comment ages ago. That's horrible. Ugh. I think what makes me pissed off even more is the people that he hurts that can't speak up for themselves. It's like, I am only one person, right? So I can only do so much. But what I will not allow, and he can take as many fucking shots at me as he wants. I really don't give a shit what he has to say about me. I really don't. The people who know me, so I don't need to get a pat on the back from people on the internet that are looking to follow him. The people who know me. What you see is what you get, and anybody who knows me in real life knows this is me. I don't give you somebody different when I'm here, except for a little bit of toning down my swears. But other than that, you see this is what you get. You know what I mean? Literally. They will follow the leader all the way up the side of the cliff. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard that Jess Machado was taking more shots at Nan. Didn't Nan pay for your entire studio, Jess Machado? No one wants you in jail for fucking free speech, you loser and you liar. People want you in jail for hurting people, being a fucking disgustingly vile and abusive piece of shit. Abuse is not just physical, folks. It is mental and emotional. And when you say you're doing things out of spite to hurt people, it's exactly what it is. He knows what he does with those people that follow him. He knows all he has to do is say certain things, and they'll do whatever he wants them to do. He knows that all he has to do is spin a couple lies and say he hates this person, and everyone else will follow suit. I say shame on those people, because they should know better, because when it boils down to it, when they're attacked, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? They'll be looking for someone to help them. And it's unfortunate. I don't care who helps them. But I don't know why they think they're different. You're not different. The man will spin anything. He will make a mountain out of a molehill or just make shit up. This morning, I was just a high school dropout. That didn't happen. I literally have pictures of me in my cap and gown on my aunt's refrigerator, which used to be my grandmother's. My grandmother used to live before she passed away. My aunt now lives in that house. But like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You just say shit. Like that's Star Magazine shit. That's not journalist shit. And then these people that don't know the things he did before this, they don't realize that they are defending a man who set multiple people up with pictures of his own kids to use as threats against him and his kids, and then brought those things into court to say that the other person did it. Wrote fake emails from a fake accounts in 2 separate instances that he brought to court. He's a height dropout. I fucking love you. Dude, like they don't know any of this shit about him. So he says, oh, they're trying to put me in jail for freedom of speech. And then these people just repeat it as if it is true. Him saying it does not make it true. Nobody wants him in jail for freedom of speech. They want him in jail for harassment. Okay? Harassment. Cyber stalking and harassment. He is literally keeping tabs on every phone call, illegal wiretapping in our state. He is literally keeping tabs on the people that he doesn't like and what they comment on. Telling your ex-girlfriend who you haven't talked to in years, aside from trying to threaten her, that she commented on Twisted Tragedies Live on fucking October 8th, and then she commented on Keith Peters' fucking Twitter on whatever other date. Like, that's psycho shit. Why are you keeping a date on who she commented on what? That's fucking weird shit. That is weird shit. That's crazy shit. That's not normal behavior. Oh, I don't care about these people. If you didn't care, then why are you stalking us? Like, fucking weirdo. You are a weirdo, bro. It's not normal behavior, okay? It's not. Oh, he'll turn on Will. He'll turn on every single one of them. And I'm here to say, I fucking told you so. I told you so. Oh, yeah. She just repeats everything he says. She just repeats everything he says. Once again, the parroting. It's just a parroting. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you say anything that makes sense or correct a lie, if you correct a lie, you'll just get blocked and maybe even yelled at and screamed at. God forbid. You have to agree with everything he says, or that's a problem. I'm sorry. As an attorney, I would have dropped him a long time ago. A long fucking time ago. He will backstab every person that's in his orbit, whether you know him or not, whether you're an acquaintance or a friend, if he thinks it'll get him one last year in prison. Let's make no mistake about that. And that's the other thing. He only cares about his free speech, right? But he wants to stop everyone else's. Make that make sense. We're talking about a man who behind closed doors actively threatens people and tries to blackmail them into silence, saying, you will stop talking about me or saying anything about me, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So you want to stop other people's free speech, but then you want to scream from the rooftops about how free speech is so important. You can't have it both ways, bro. It's either everyone's free speech is important or not. And also free speech has its limits. Let's remember that. Free speech is not limitless. It has limits. It has limits. Oh my God, I love you, Christina. Well, Donna's watching. She's watching. I mean, it can't be my free speech, but he doesn't want anybody else to have that same free speech. Come on. Like, let's be honest here. Yep. They did in a different state. You're right. Yeah, they went to jail for that, to getting his followers to attack someone, another YouTuber. You're 100% right, Benny. That happened. That absolutely happened. I just love this comment. I'm sorry. I love this. He's a hype dropout. Here's the thing. Good morning. We're talking about a man that gets into a lot of shenanigans. Not shenanigans, shenanigans. And his shenanigans are lying and scheming, right? That man has talked more about himself when he talks about other people than anyone I have ever met. This morning's Bus Stop Live just goes to show. I was also told this morning that he said he was afraid of the cops, and I was told his hand was like shaking. Well, when you lie that much, you can't keep up with your own fucking lies, right? So at that point, yeah, you're going to be looking around for cops, and you're going to be seeing if you're going to be arrested. Why? Innocent people don't do that. They're not afraid of that. He's afraid of that because he knows the things he's done. Yeah, shenanigans. We've renamed it. It's not shenanigans. It's shenanigans. You know? Oh, they get very defensive, but they will literally do it to anyone else. Make it make sense. If anyone else does what he does, they go, oh, that's so gross. Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, that's horrible. How could you do? The lack of awareness is fucking beyond me, but that's what we call brainwashing, folks. That's literal brainwashing. And it will happen. It's not an if, that's a when. Same way as he'll do it to Karen, you know? His mom, well, I don't think, was she an attorney? I don't think she was an attorney. I don't believe she was an attorney. But yeah, he'll turn. He'll turn on every single one of them. Every single one of them. He'll get dirt on every single one of them, threaten every single one of them. Make no mistake about it. You know? He says when he hears a knock on his door, he thinks he's getting arrested. Cool, good. I hope next time they break down the door. How about that? As paranoid as Putin. Right? Till he's busted. And that's the thing. I don't know how any one of his attorneys could want to deal with him at this point. He promotes free speech, but no one else is. Yeah, people were scared to protest because he was arrested. It was like, come on. He was arrested for going to Lindsay's house. He wasn't arrested for Karen Reed. He wasn't arrested for like, oh, I went to jail for Karen Reed. No, you didn't. You were arrested because you went to someone's house and you threatened them and you blackmailed them and then you recorded them without their knowledge. Okay, because the original, I should tell you guys, is a video. For those of you who don't know, okay, the original was a video, not an audio. And the video shows he says nothing for the first however many seconds, and then he puts it in his pocket to hide it so that she doesn't know he's recording. In the audio that he later then changed, he tried to add in, oh, I'm recording you, from a completely different thing. The problem with that is audio people can tell right away that something has been added in because it's not right. It's not, it doesn't match the background noise and all that stuff. And he was dumb enough to send the original video out to people and then send the edited audio out. And so the cops had both. So not only did he wiretap someone and threaten them, what he did was he started screaming and yelling and threatening her. He waited until he did all of that before he hit the record button. So by that time, now she's panicking, right? Now she's like, what, this man's threatening. And she says on the recording, you just threatened me and my children. Done it more than once. If you really don't think that he does that, then you live in Delululand, okay? He knows his time is running out very shortly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my point, right? Is there a point where you can't defend your client anymore because it's just not defensible? You know what I mean? You know? I mean, it's a good point, Jim, but at the same time, that's not going to keep happening forever, you know? It's just not. I don't remember her being an attorney. I know she was like did something with school, maybe a school teacher or something like that. Maybe she did do like legal work, but I don't think it was like criminal stuff. I think it was like real estate, medical, I don't know, something like that. Oh, I remember. He told everybody he was arrested in front of his children. Well, actually, he wasn't arrested in front of his children. His children saw nothing, which he admitted to later on. But even after he admitted to that, he totally forgot he told people that. So he went back to telling people that he got arrested in front of his kids, and he did. You know? He did. He cut it and edited it. I've heard both. Like, you know? Yeah, I mean, I think that's a more solid case on November 12th. I think the judge has to look at everything and she has attorneys, you know? I agree, Donna. I agree. I 100% agree with you, my friend. I mean, the bottom line is nobody wants him in jail for fucking freedom of speech. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Thank you, Grave. Grave sends $50 and says, or whatever. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I think it's not about if, okay? It's a when it comes to him. Everything is a when he'll turn on people, when he'll attack people, when You guys don't realize that he has done a round of like 10 different rounds of surrounding himself with people, turning on all of them, surrounding himself with people and turning on all of them. At what point do people go, wait a second, it can't be everyone else is bad that he says? The common denominator here is, I also don't sit here and judge people based on a mistake they made 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, drinking and driving, an addiction issue, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter to me, right? I care about who someone is right now. I don't give a shit about what they did or didn't do, right? He tends to use people's trauma and pain as some sort of gotcha. And see, the problem with that is nobody else knows the full story, not even him. He takes rumors and bits and pieces of it and then twists in whatever he wants to make it sound like this person's a horrible, horrible individual, when in the reality, he made an entire mountain out of a very tiny molehill. You know? You're so funny, Becca. I mean, yeah, but that's what he did when he tried to say he got arrested in front of his kids. You don't remember? They went through all my kids' stuff and they searched my kids' iPads. They didn't take the iPads. They left the kids' iPads. But people went out and bought his children brand new iPads, brand new toys for Christmas, as if they needed them because the cops searched through. I mean, he wasn't arrested in front of his kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, 95 years, 90 years, 105, whatever the case may be. If he does a quarter of that time, it's still going to be a decent amount, right? Say it's 7 or 10 out of the 90, right? Still a decent amount of time, you know? I was getting to that, girl. I was getting to that. That's the other thing. So here's another funny thing that he made up. Leah. Now, mind you, I have a picture exactly like her picture, and probably most women do. How many women have a picture of yourself in the wintertime with a jacket that has like a furry rim around the hood? How many? I literally have a picture exactly like Leah's picture, right? So he goes to this person, like, this is how sick and demented and like paranoid he is. He goes to this other person's page and their kid has a picture with like the hood up and the fur on the hood, and they have a picture. Then he goes and like stalks Leah and finds the same picture as Leah's profile picture, very similar. It's like the hood is up and like the fur is out, right? I have a picture exactly the same as that I took a few years back. Exactly the same. All you can see is me, my face, and the fur around the hood. It was a damn good picture. The lighting was fucking perfect, and it was cute, right? Most women, I think, if you've ever owned a jacket like that, have a picture like that. He went on to claim that she made that picture on perfect because she was jealous of the friend's kid, and so she needed to make a picture exactly like the friend's kid. How actually fucking delusional do you have to be to make that shit up? How actually fucking delusional do you have to be to make those two things correlate in your fucking head? I have a picture exactly like that one. Exactly like that one, where it's just me in the hood and the fur around the hood. Although my jacket is like black or gray, might have been like a dark charcoal gray, and the fur is like black and gray fur. Nonetheless, the picture's the same. It's me and the fur around my face. It's a cute fucking picture. No, she didn't scrub her socials. It is wild. It is fucking wild. Wild. Absolutely wild to make shit like that up. That's true. His version is always twisted, with no pun intended, until it's unrecognizable, you know? That's, he wants to shut down everybody else's free speech. You know what I'm saying? I literally had the same exact picture. Did I copy both of them years ago? You know what I mean? To make that fucking insane correlation. Yeah, she's right here. No. Like, no. No. The fact that he's even trying to find her socials is fucking bananas. No, you're blocked, bud, so that you can leave her the fuck alone, right? Weirdo behavior. Why are you still stalking her? Why are you even still talking about her? And this is the proof in the pudding, right? People are like, well, maybe if you stop talking about it, he'll stop talking about it. No, he won't. No, he won't, dude. He's been going on talking about Leah for years now. Cannot keep her name out of his fucking mouth at all. All right? At all. Even when she's just doing her own life thing, minding her own business, got nothing to do with fucking anything. Okay? And here he goes. Just blah, 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 blah. Constantly bringing something up and twisting it beyond oblivion. He had to have something to say about her. So he had to like make some correlation somewhere. So he went with a picture. Like, who would be jealous of a child? Only narcissists are jealous of children. What does that say about him? Because remember, everything he says is most of the time a projection. Who the fuck is jealous of children? That's weird. I want my kids to have all the things I didn't. All of them. And if I could give them everything in the world, I would. Obviously, we have our limits as parents, money, right? But what? What? And then he's making up that Esty sent these emails? No, he just accused someone 2 days before that, someone else completely, of doing it. She did not send those emails. So why make it up? Why? You know? I already said what happened. It got dismissed, unfortunately. She's here. She's watching. It got dismissed. It is what it is. There's nothing. I mean, to be fair, the judge didn't even really let her finish speaking. The judge didn't even really look at the evidence, which is a problem that I would have. For me, myself, again, I can only speak for myself. I'd be filing a motion to reconsider because the judge didn't even look at the fucking evidence. And for me, that's a huge problem. No, he doesn't know what stop means. Why? Because when you tell him to stop, he just presses go. So, I mean, all he knows how to do is call everyone else a ratchet. Bro, you are what you write about, my dude. He seems to forget this. You are what you would blog about. You're dealing with over a dozen felonies, multiple orders in multiple fucking different states, too. Okay? You live in an old lady's house and you want to talk about people who are in shelters. Yeah, welcome to my migrant hotel. They let me bring my motorcycle helmet to my migrant hotel. They let me do that, Welcome to it. He just says shit. He just says shit. Like, bro, you live in an old lady's house. You got a divorce. That's things that happen in life, right? But he tends to use other people's, their pain, their trauma, whatever, as some sort of gotcha. But he seems to forget that he is literally the King Ratchet. The dumpster fire of all fucking dumpster fires. And he wants to talk about everyone else's life. It's amazing to me the lack of fucking self-awareness that man has. Here's an idea. Try to be a better version of yourself, Aiden. I challenge you. Be a better person today than you were yesterday, sir. Can you do that? Or maybe for one singular day. Or maybe one singular week. You can, attack men instead of women. See how well that goes for you. Or do you only attack women because you think we're the weaker species? Or you don't want to deal with a man because you're a coward. You are a coward. It's disgusting because it's mostly women. That's the part that gets me. Me neither. But that's, me neither. Oh my God, he didn't say that. Did he say that? He didn't actually say that. The stuff that he shows people, like that he says, right? And the shit that he actually believes are two very different things. He'll tell the world that everything's great. He's going to beat all the charges and he's not worried at all. And the second he presses stop on that live stream, he has to give a big exhale and probably try not to cry because he knows that that's not true. He knows that he's looking at a good chunk of time and he knows the evidence they have. He knows what's in his phones. He knows what evidence they have in them. He knows the things he's done. He knows the evidence people have turned over. He knows. He's not an idiot. But he's got to keep that up for you guys, for the audience, because if he doesn't keep up this facade of being innocent, then you guys would know that he's not. I know, right? They can see. Oh, the Rolling Stones. Gotta love the Rolling Stones. Was an excellent album. I concur, my friend. Even if he's an informant, and here's the thing, I don't see at this point any place using him as an informant because he's too much of a liability. He has no impulse control at all. He's too much of a liability. Could he have been one at one point? Absolutely. Do I think that he is now? No, he's too much of a fucking liability. You know what I mean? he can get back to normal. Yeah, okay. From your prison cell. I mean, there's been a couple videos where he's done it, you know? Yeah, the judge will be Krupp too, and Judge Krupp is not really keen on his bullshit. Judge Krupp is not keen on his bullshit. And that's, I think, a December 5th date here in Massachusetts. But I think he's got 2 New Jersey dates before that one. The hypocrisy. I have multiple children. I have more children than he does, so I find that funny. I've been married. My first husband passed away, and I've been married twice. And I have multiple children, so I'm going to say that that's not true now, is it? Also, let me be clear here. Most of us know what we look like. I'm not an ugly girl. I've never had a problem getting a guy. I've been with the same guy 11 years. We have children together. Like, the only person who's uneffable is the person who always ends up fucking single because he can't stop cheating and he can't stop fucking trying to harass and wiretap and blackmail even his girlfriends. I think so. They keep, Aiden keeps claiming this whole, there is no, you know what I mean? Him and his attorneys are pushing this BS theory that there's some sort of problem with Cosgrove doing it because Lindsay's cases were dropped. Like, that's not true. Just not true. Not even by a long shot. Not even a little bit. Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, he can't keep it to himself. Of course he did. Of course he did. I know. I'm telling you, if more people did, it would be different. It's people are too afraid, and I get it. I get why they are. I understand it. I do. And I, in some instances, I believe that they should stay quiet just for their own fucking sanity, But for the ones that do want to step forward, I say all the more power to you. Because that's what he's not used to. He's not used to people actually stepping and saying, oh, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to put up with your bullshit. We're going to fight back. We're not going to allow you to sit there and lie. We're not going to allow you to sit there and fucking have these people call our family members or text our family members or email our family members or do any of that. We're not going to do it. Sorry, not sorry. We're not. I agree with you there. I do. But if we don't have another option, Cosgrove's going to have to do, right? I do wish that it was someone a little bit younger, someone with a better understanding of the internet and things like that. I don't know how you give an internet case to, an older man like Cosgrove, who admittedly doesn't really know much about thumb drives, but I don't know. I feel like definitely he could have used some help. What they should have done is made an office of the special counsel and had multiple people helping him. I'm sure they do have people helping him, but taking over, I don't see that happening. So it's like, why didn't they have the Attorney General's office have someone step in already? Is the question. Really special. Listen, I was very athletic too. I was a cheerleader, played soccer. I did sports, and now not so much. I got too much pain in my body to do any of that, unfortunately. He will. He exposes himself pretty much daily, and more people wake up to the bullshit pretty much daily. It's unfortunate that it takes someone being harassed into oblivion for it to happen, or for someone to realize that he's been lying. Basically, when he lies in literally the same sentence, okay? And instead of people picking up on it, they put these blinders on. And they're like, oh, nope, didn't see that, didn't hear that, didn't hear that. That's not true. I had a friend way back that was an informant, and to the point where, like, the FBI used him to bring down, like, drug dealers in other states and stuff. And he's been out of that for at least 15 or so years. You can choose to end it whenever you choose. They can't use someone as a informant that is too much of a liability. He is way too much as a fucking liability at this point for any legal place to use him as an informant, because he has no impulse control at all. He wouldn't be able to keep things quiet. He'd tell someone, they'd tell someone else, so on and so forth. And because he likes to commit crimes himself, he's way too big of a liability. All my, friends that are cops and work for, we'll say OGA, say the same thing. They say the same thing. They say he's way too much of a fucking liability at this point. Could he have been one at one point? Sure. Is he one now? Definitely not, because he's way too much of a fucking liability for any agency to want to use him. I could, but I don't feel like we have enough members to do that. I feel like that's something everyone should see, whether they can afford a membership or not. And it kind of sucks because, if I make it members only, that's only the people who can afford a membership, Oh, absolutely bothered. Absolutely fucking bothered. But that's the thing. Why are you so bothered about what little old me has to say? Why are you so bothered, Aiden? Why so bothered, buddy? I know you're watching because you do that. You hate watch. You have nothing better to do but sit on the internet 24/7. And that's, I kid you not when I say that's literally what he does. All night, all day. Internet. I could not sit there in front of a screen 24/7. That'd be crazy. I know it does. And if I was a little bit bigger of a channel, I get it. I could do it. But then I feel like I'm leaving people out like myself that wouldn't be able to afford a membership. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling. Once I'm a bigger channel, that would make more sense. When more like memberships are being gifted to people here and there, like that would make more sense. I think just I'm too small to do like just a members only at that point. I would feel bad. And I know you can make it unmembers only after a while, but but I mean, why is he so bothered? Why is he so bothered? Why is he so bothered? Well, maybe, just maybe he's so bothered because the things that I'm telling you guys are fucking true. And because he knows, and I know, that when the shit becomes public in his trial, everyone will know. You know what I mean? No, they do use criminal defendants in some sus circumstances, but this circumstance is that he's definitely allergic. He has diabetes. We know this. Diabetes. Oh, I need some pictures of that. It matters to me. I love the color of foliage when it's right at that peak time where they've just all changed and they're starting to fall. And oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. If you go up into the mountains right now, it's gorgeous. Yeah, dude's got diabetes. Diabetes. And there's no there's no medication for diabetes, unfortunately. No, just calling out bullshit. And I'm allergic to bullshit, so I cannot deal with the nonsensical bullshit. Like, he wants to come for SD, cool, come for me instead. She's not a creator of any sort, dude. Why do you feel the need? Why are you so threatened by someone who just lives their life that you need to spread lies and rumors about her? For what? For what reason, sir? Because you're a coward? Because you run on rumors? You just make shit up? That's gross. That's not journalism. You don't just spread rumors. She didn't write those emails, which means someone else did. So instead of getting down to who did, right, just throw out their different names and hope that your mob harasses people. I mean, that's fucking gross. I like it. Doesn't depress me, but the winter can be very stressy and depressing for a lot of people. Getting dark earlier, and I'm not a fan of that part of the winter, or having to be inside because it's too cold. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not even a little. Oh, I've played that video begrudgingly, but I played it. I played it to show people the receipts. I wanted to show them this is the person that they are defending. Because a lot of these people only started following him during the trial. They have no fucking idea who he is as a human being, or that he constantly lies on purpose. You know, he begs this person to unalive themselves. As a matter of fact, why don't we play it for the haters that are watching right now so they can remind themselves who exactly the fuck it is. And I hate playing it. I hate it. I really do. But it's like the only way to show people how actually disgusting he is. You think he's changed from that time? I promise you he hasn't. Promise you he hasn't. Yeah, way too many people. My dad did, and now he resides inside this fucking necklace, which is why I don't like to play it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want anything to do with anyone wanting to hurt themselves. But I know that there's been far too many people who have been fucking harassed by that piece of shit, who have felt like that, to just make all the lies about them stop. This is their life, dude. And they got these people spreading things that are not even true about them simply because he said so. Like, come on. It's gross, dude. It's gross. I mean, I would assume, you know, I would assume that that person is okay. I never heard that that person did harm themselves, but I mean, once again, we're talking about a man who basically begged this person to do it, and they should do it, and they should live stream it, and why haven't they done it yet? I mean, he's gross. It's gross. The whole fucking thing is gross. We've shown the receipts of this. Let's see. Okay. Here it is. I begrudgingly play this because, yeah, it's a lot of, listen, I worked in mental health in the prison for years, and there's not even the resources that we need, you know, and they don't get the treatment they need sitting in a prison cell. That's for damn sure. And it's unfortunate. Hold on to your hats, kids. Here it is.
Kill myself because of you.
Can you live stream?
Trying to ruin my life. My girlfriend's family knows about it now, and I'm hurt.
Live stream. Live stream that shit.
Know about it.
You're gonna kill yourself.
I'm not gonna threaten that.
Okay, so are you
know
gonna?
Why?
How come you haven't killed yourself yet? I'm still waiting on that.
Okay, Mike, first of all, you guys do a show where you guys take shots at people all the fucking time.
That's all he does.
Is Ellie Schnitt suicidal? I don't know.
Oh, says your articles.
Oh,
What do you think your articles are? You're garbage.
Turtleboy.
You're garbage articles.
Shut the fuck up.
You sound
can
like a
take
toddler.
shots at
You're a
Kurt
little
all
toddler.
day.
Myself, bro. I could kill myself.
And you
I
should.
kill myself. I kill myself.
And you should. This is the man these people defend relentlessly. That's the man. That's the man. And if you think that that man somehow has changed, you fucking lost your marbles. Okay? He don't give a shit about anybody but himself. He went on that other show to talk about mental health, because he has mental health issues, right? So mental health. And that guy was like, you know, he's like, how did all this person's not suicidal? And that guy's like, says who? Says your articles? Your articles are fucking garbage. They're rumor mills. They're not articles, which the guy was right. But he cares about his own mental health, but no one else's. No one else's. No one else's. He doesn't care. He is a disgusting oxygen waster, in my opinion. He is sucking in my oxygen, and I would like it back. You're a stealer of oxygen, sir. I would like my oxygen back that you are stealing. You are a fucking O2 thief. Because in my opinion, you're wasting everyone else's oxygen. You know, for every decent person that dies, you have stolen some of their oxygen with the shit that you fucking say. and the rants that you go on about people you don't know. You just repeat rumors and lies like it's funsies. You know? It's fucking gross. You know? It's not. It's gross. Well, that's the problem, right? Is most people that he does this to, they don't have resources. They can't hire lawyers. And no one listens. So then what? Then what do? They just have to suck it up and deal with it. And it's funny because bottom line is this: these people who are tagging in with him and laughing about it and making fun of people, whether it's me or any of the other people he talks about, what are they going to do when they're on the receiving end? They're going to be looking for someone to help them. And the sad part about it is I would probably help them because I'm not a shitty fucking person. It just makes my stomach turn. This man is not a good person. He's not a decent person. He's not a kind person. He has a fucking screw loose. There's something seriously wrong with him. Okay? I mean, I haven't caught any shows lately. You know, I was not a fan of him sort of not bringing up the Nan thing, and a couple people went over and kind of was like, hey, maybe you should be a little wary of her and the things that she just pulled. And, it pissed a lot of people. I got a lot of messages that day that, they didn't address it. And then people were timed out for even saying anything about it. Like, it's gross, Eh? What are you talking about? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who do support him. Like people who are supporting him, and people who support Aiden by fucking sitting there and clapping like seals at the shit that he does to other people, like the brainwashed minions, those people. I wouldn't want anyone to fucking feel like they should commit suicide. I don't want that for anyone, not even him, as sad as it sounds, not even fucking him. But what I am not going to support is if there was a creator that was doing shit like that, there's no chance in hell that I'd be in the comments clapping like a seal. Like, yeah, he should hurt himself. Like, that's bonkers shit. You have to remember, he did that as a live stream. As a live stream. Okay? As a fucking, journalism. Journalism, my asshole. Yeah. Right. I mean, that wasn't the first or last time either, DJ. Not the first or last time he did that. He did it before that and after that. So he's done that, like, I'm going to hurt myself thing multiple times to multiple women. And that's not okay either. I hope that person's okay too. I never heard that they actually did harm themselves. Thanks, Leah. And I get that. And I respect that. I think more of people's issue was that he didn't address the Nan scenario. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. They don't want to deal with him. They don't want to deal with him. They don't want to deal with him for, obvious reasons, Oh, I can give it to you. I have some of that stuff in my email. I can send it to you. I sent some of it to Donna. Donna has some of it just so you can look it over. Yeah, right. Journalism. Well, that's what they do. They use and abuse. It's kind of how it works, Well, yeah, they are thankful it's not him, but what happens when it is? He did. What he did to Flip was not okay. What he did to Flip was wrong. What did Flip do? Nothing. It was a way to be like the whataboutism, which is he's a big fan of whataboutism. Where it's just like, well, what about what this person did? And what about what this person did to take the attention off of himself? It's sad. It's really sad. Listen, I've been very fair when it comes to their channel. I've been extremely fair. I think there's a lot of people that were really, and I was one of them, that were disappointed to see that anybody who said anything about how it was wrong that Nan did that was timed out or blocked, and they were not allowed to address, and he didn't address it at all. Listen, someone can be your friend and you still have the right to say, like, I don't agree with what they did. I don't think it was right. I don't agree with what they did. Nobody would have faulted him for just being like, this person is my friend, but I don't agree with what they did. And I think that's what people were looking for, and that's not what they got. And so what that leads people to believe is that you're only keeping that person around for money reasons, which is not cool. You know, it's not cool. I think people wanted to see him address it, even if it was a very quick, like, hey, that's my friend, and I think they, made a mistake, or I don't agree with what they did. Like, fair is fair. Fair is fair. What she did was fucking wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Yeah, exactly. After what she did to Donna, no. See you later, Grave. It was nice to see you. Yeah, the $500 Cash App. I mean, that's nice to have. Those are nice to have, but I can't, you know what I mean, in good conscience, even if someone sends a $500 Cash App, which I think it's only happened to me twice, which is exciting. It's exciting when you get something like that, especially if it's not something you normally get. It's exciting. But at the same time, if that person did something really disgusting and really deplorable, you don't address it, that's a problem. The way she helped him bully Donna, you can't, then you want to talk about cyber harassment? I mean, the lack of fucking self-awareness there. Come on. Yeah, well, it's always for himself. What is one thing that he has done for any one person? Can anyone tell me? Has he helped anyone behind closed doors? No. No. Has he helped anyone he hasn't been pressured into helping on his own accord? By himself? He was like, hey, I'm going to help this person because, like, it's the right thing to do. No. 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 What do you mean he doesn't have the evidence to address it? I mean, she admitted it online and then doubled down and then tripled down. So, I mean, everyone on planet Earth saw it. Literally. She literally admitted it. And again, the only way that anybody would get that voicemail is from her. It was left on her lawyer voicemail. But not only that is she admitted it, then she doubled down on the post that he posted it on. She said, happy to send it to you, Aiden. And then when people called her out on it, she then tripled down on how she was happy to do it, and oh well. So, I mean, the evidence was there for everyone to see, and pretty much everyone on planet Earth saw it. You know what I mean? There was no avoiding that or saying that you didn't see it. Like, that's not an excuse that's going to work. You know? See you later, my friend. He can't sue you. That's hilarious. He can't sue you for an actual, real life thing that you brought to the attention of the police. That's not how it works. You can't sue somebody for actually calling if it's in good faith and you think you're being harassed and there's nothing to sue for. And if you tried, you could just counter sue him, which I don't think would go well for him. So, it's so funny to me that people even bring that up and they're like, you should sue the victim. Yeah, he should sue the victim. That's sage advice for you. Like, right, why did he delete it all? If he's so innocent, he did nothing wrong. Why is it deleted? Anyone? McFly? It is the same as supporting a bully. And I get that. And I think a lot of people kind of came to that, realization of maybe, that. But the Nan thing, nobody can deny that they didn't see it. Everyone fucking saw it. It was out in the open. She doubled and tripled down that she did it, and she didn't care that she did. But that's bad. That's pretty fucking bad. Pretty fucking bad. Everyone on planet Earth saw it. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, that's what he does. He creates evidence, right? Fake evidence, fake emails, fake screenshots, fake documents, like the whole shebang. And he's done it in numerous cases. He's done it in Ashley's case. He's done it in the Ryan Waters case. He's done it, like, we're talking numerous times. He's walking to a police station with false and fake evidence. Numerous times he's walking to a court with fake and false evidence. In Ashley's case, they proved he sent an email to himself saying it was her. They proved that. Like, this is the shit that he does to just get someone else who had an actual real life gripe with him. And he didn't want everyone else to know, as in the viewers and his followers, to know that he did this thing that they actually had a gripe on. So instead, he makes up this fake evidence to try to make it look like that person is bad and did something underhanded by doing it himself and then blaming the other person. Except he got caught in Ashley's case. He got caught in the Ryan Waters case because he thought he was hacked. But what really happened was one of the admins got a fucking conscience and was like, well, wait a second, this is fucking wrong. And so they took video recordings of all of the group messages and all of the conversations that she had with him and other people. And he was caught. And he has yet to learn. He still does it, right? Like he still does that. People are like, he's not dumb enough to put it in writing. He's not dumb enough to keep putting that in writing. He's not going to blackmail someone. He's not that stupid. Oh, I'm here to tell you he is. Yep, he keeps doing it. He has not learned. Does the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. That's a definition of insanity. Oh yeah, we have it all. We have it all. You know? Literally. It's just sad. Oh, I know. I think that was part of someone's, part of a lot of people. Like I got a lot of messages about that. People were really disappointed. And I can't blame them for being disappointed. I was disappointed myself. People wanted to see JFK say, that was not okay. It's just not okay, and, and he didn't. And so then I had to lead people to believe like he just didn't want to address it. And that didn't sit right with people. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. That email address has been used numerous times throughout the last 2 and some change years. He wants to blame Essie. Essie had nothing to do with that email. Nothing. Not a single fucking thing. Us normal people don't send emails and don't make phone calls like that. We go on with our daily lives like normal human beings. Trying to attack people we don't know is weird. It's weird shit. Weirdo behavior. Weirdo fucking behavior. You don't apologize for it. It's not your apology to make, my friend. It's his. And you will never hear one. You will never hear an apology from him. You will never hear a retraction from him. Never. Never. I'm still waiting on that retraction for the fucking photos that he blamed me for that fucking Deanna actually took of Lindsay and sent to Lauren. And that Lauren and Deanna were more than happy to blame on me for 6 months. Even though they both knew it was Deanna. Waiting for that retraction. That apology that I'll never get. And about 100 other ones. You know what I'm saying? Did he leave them all? Did he leave them all? Are they not taken down? He didn't take them down? If he didn't take those down, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Yeah, you never apologize, lady. Never. It's not your fault. If you'd like to support the channel, there's one of a bunch of different ways to do so. We can't do this without all of you. We simply cannot. Simply cannot do this without all of you. We've been here 1 hour and 20 minutes already. You can do so one of a bunch of different ways. We have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut. We have a link in chat. It's pinned to the top. That's for credit or debit. You can use any card. You can remain anonymous. You can donate any amount that you want. We definitely let people be anonymous because the cult is crazy, lunatics. So sometimes we just read the amount, not the name, for a reason. I actually got a really nice random donation last night when I wasn't live anymore. Yeah, they don't apologize. I'm totally, and that's what they're called. Narcissists are narcissists. We call them nowadays. Christy, you are 100% right. They don't apologize. It's sad, right? It's sad state of affairs. But I don't usually get donations when I'm not live anymore, except once in a while. And this one was, it was nice. It was a $50 donation, but it was from somebody I am a fan of, which was kind of cool. And I'm not going to say the person's name because they don't mean that kind of hate, but from the cult. But I appreciated it. I very much appreciated it. Let's see. Let me show you guys something. I can get it on my screen in a second here. Deidre had her spaces, by the way, last night. I'm going to check it out after this because I fell asleep. I was tired. But she had her spaces. Let's see if I can get the link real quick for you guys. Here it is. I found it. Oh, do not understand it. Okay. I want to on this, and then I can do this, right? Share. Boop, 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 boop. No, I don't do that. God dang it. Share. There we go. Oh, nope. I want to copy the link. Silly. Okay, so this is the link. Who blocks the comment? It's probably YouTube. YouTube blocks comments if it uses certain. We have certain words that are like banned. So if you use one of those certain words, or you use like one of the phrases that YouTube doesn't approve of, it'll automatically block your comment. I have no control over that. YouTube has actually blocked my own comments on my own stream, like assholes. And I'm like, thanks, YouTube, appreciate it, dickheads. But that is the link for Amber and Deidre's spaces they did. And if you like true crime, that is something you should definitely check out for sure. I think you would enjoy it. Tiny arms. Yeah, he doesn't like when you talk about his tiny arms, DJ, right? He doesn't like when you talk about his tiny dinosaur arms. He's very self-conscious about his tiny arms, all right? I wonder that too. But here's the difference is he actually doesn't lay down at night. So that's why. That's why. He doesn't lay down because he doesn't ever really sleep. So he just spends all day and all night, on the internet looking at all sorts of things that is crazy and lunatic shit for him to do. But he doesn't lay down at night or look himself in the mirror or think at all, as a matter of fact. So that's part of the problem, I feel like. Yep, 6 years. Hims is very angry. I agree, Hims very angry. Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me, that's for sure. That would not freaking surprise me at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah, criminal harassment, stalking, planning a false arrest, filing. Well, a false arrest, you could also, like that, could also, depending on the state, be broken into a multitude of other charges. Filing false reports, yes. They should have already gotten him on filing false reports a million times. Blech. His fucking stupid nose is the intimidator. It intimidates the rest of his face. Maybe that's why his entire face looks like a ball sack, because his nose intimidates the rest of his face, and the rest of his face is trying to run away. He's trying to go away. So all the wrinkle, all the skin's trying to run, but it can't. So good for you. No, he really doesn't. That's a fact. He has literally one friend that doesn't condone his behavior, and so doesn't say much. But other than that, like, there's nothing. He doesn't have real life friends. He has people he blackmails and people who do his dirty work, and that's pretty much it, which is really sad. That's a sad state of affairs right there. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Oh, good. I got a blocker. I love being able to block the cult. Like, do you guys realize that when you comment on my stuff on YouTube or on fucking Twitter, then allows me to block you and never deal with you again unless you make fake accounts, and I'll just keep blocking them. You guys realize that? I mean, you're not too smart, are you? We're not dealing with a whole smart bunch of people, are we? I can't find what I was looking for. But speaking of people that I love, I don't know if you guys, I think most of you do. Oh my God, if they enforced it, he'd be in jail a long time ago. If they actually enforced the shit, you know? See, I knew I loved this. So, well, that's part of the problem. Yeah, just the violations alone, he'd be in jail for multiple years. But yeah, the cult brainwashing, absolutely. That's half of the problem. And they don't even realize it. They're like, we're not brainwashed, we're not in a cult. It's like, no, but you are. You don't even realize it. Not only at what point is enough, but at what point does the court system or the cops say, we're going to finally enforce an order that we should have enforced 72 times already? Unfortunately, and I'm going to say this, it's not going to be a popular thing for people who love cops, but sometimes the cops are just fucking lazy, bottom line, and they don't want to enforce an order, and they'll say something like, well, it's a civil order. No, once you've broken the order, it's now a criminal matter. It's not a civil matter anymore. If you break a civil order, it is now a criminal matter. So do your fucking job. And that's the part that really starts to get to me, because what's the point of having an order if it's never going to be enforced? People are just going to stop getting them. They're going to stop getting them. You know, what's the point of having it and going through all the trouble of getting it if it's not going to be enforced? TJ. Can you know he's not so secretly a narcissist and a piece of human garbage and a waste of my oxygen? I would like him to stop stealing my oxygen. He's an oxygen thief. Please stop stealing my oxygen, sir. I would appreciate it. So I guess I love this. Okay, this is someone I follow, and okay, you guys know I like the spooky stuff. Spooky, scary skeleton shivering down. That's fine. But no, that's not it. We're gonna remove that. Hold on. Boop. Stop that one. Add this one. Boop, 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 boop. I'm a huge fan of Maureen Hancock, and she is a medium. And they're having an event, it looks like. Why isn't it showing? Share this tab instead. They're having an event. It just came out 20 hours ago. She did announcing this amazing fundraiser. Talia's on Main, Taunton, Mass. All proceeds benefit Taunton Vet Services. December 11th, 6 to 7:15. Celebrity bartender Maureen, and postcards from heaven, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Only 60 people. And I've had so many people who have had readings with her that have been freaking amazing. But this will benefit vets, and I absolutely think our vets are left fucking behind. But she does all sorts of like free readings.
Bushman's vaginal side, but you can't even. Taurus, the bull. Okay, Taurus doesn't take any crap, and they hit it head on. So that's what I want you to do. And it was really crazy yesterday. Intuition is just soaring super high. My tits are up, tater tits, whatever you want. But this is a tough one. As you can see, I'm unhinged, posting about all my bullying, right? So it makes you kind of look back on your life. And I've been having weird dreams. How about you? Let me know. My mother's in my dreams a ton. I get all nervous. I'm like,
She does look
am I
like
going anywhere?
she's done some fun impressions of the judge,
Crystal
actually.
nails, Bridgewater. They're so good to me. But make yourself feel pretty. But get out there, put your feet in the grass, ground yourself.
Oh,
Take a
wish I
nice
could.
somatic yoga class.
Maureen,
Nervous
that'd be great.
system. regulation at the Zen Loft. Bridgewater. Eek. Take a deep breath. Kundalini breath.
She does some really fun impressions of the judge in Karen's case. But I've had many friends who have had readings from her and they love it, but she's a good sport. Yeah, she does some fun impressions of the judge that are pretty funny. I can't lie, they're pretty funny. She's also pretty funny herself. But I mean, self-care, definitely a thing we should all do. I wish I could, that'd be great. Like, that's sage advice that Maureen just gave, which is, make yourself feel pretty, do something for yourself. That'd be well and good if we could all afford to do that. I haven't had my nails done since Mother's Day. I would love to get my nails done. You don't want to do X, believe me. It's a cesspool. Believe me. Yeah, you guys don't want to. Yes. Hilarious, nonetheless. It's funny. She does some great impressions of the judge. It's all in good fun. It's not meant to be awful, but it's fun. She does some fun impressions, and she's wicked funny. But if you ever have a chance to go get a reading, she's a famous medium from here in Massachusetts. But if you ever have a chance to get a reading from her, I say you do, because you will be blown the fuck away. Right? Girls trip would be so nice. That would be so nice. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I've seen the video, yeah, but you can't play it. You can get a strike. You can get all sorts of nonsense for it. So, no, nobody deserves. Nobody. No fucking. Everybody has a limitation, right? Everyone has their limitations. My limitations come in when he keeps going after people I care about or people I know that are just being victimized. That shit burns me to my core. And because he knows it pisses me the fuck off, you're going to keep doing it, which is fine. You can come at me all you want. I don't give a fuck about that. I know who I am. I don't need anybody to tell me who I am. And you know me know who I am. So I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. But when you come for people that don't have anything to do with anything other than your fucking petty, nonsensical bullshit because you're mad that they disagreed with you or they didn't support you anymore because they saw what a disgusting human you were, or they knew something that you didn't want out there, or they didn't lie for you, or they pointed something out that was fucking obvious to the rest of the world except your cult, or they were part of a cult and they woke up and they were like, hey, I stepped outside of it and then I started to realize that's kind of a problem, right? Any of those things. That's not okay. Everyone has their fucking limits. Everyone, including him, has skeletons. He's got plenty of them. So it's the audacity for me. It's the pointing at everybody else and being like, they're so bad while you're dealing with over a fucking dozen felonies, multiple orders in multiple states, civil cases, and you keep going. Make it make sense. Someone make it make sense. Yeah, she went to jail for a day because he wrote an email to himself and passed it off as something that she did. And then her attorney investigated and traced it back to him. Shocker, right? Shock and horror. Then she just got the dead turtle not that long ago, which two people were involved in. The one person that dropped it off, and then the one person that packaged it up and had that person drop it off. So the person who dropped it off has now flipped on the other person, and they're now considered a witness. So that's a whole rigmarole. But imagine putting a dead turtle in a jar, like a small one, in a jar, and then packaging that up and putting a fake label on it and having someone else bring it to someone's house, but not knowing exactly which apartment they live in. So you just have them bring it out front in that person's name. Imagine doing all of that. For what? For the turtle? For what? For her truth? Which is provable? Make it make fucking sense. The shit I've got at my house is absurd. This is the stuff that we just don't talk about because it's just too horrific to even go there. The death threats, the constant text messages, the constant emails, the constant phone calls, all of it. All of it. It's gross. It's gross. And the funny part is you don't catch people on the sort of not in a cult doing it. That's the God honest truth, because no normal human is going to do this shit, especially in not defense of a man who's a bold-faced fucking liar who has no self-awareness. If I don't have a job on YouTube, neither does he. Do you see where like his self-awareness doesn't line up? Why doesn't anybody who's on YouTube go get a job? Why don't you tell that to Will or yourself? Oh, that's right. It only applies to people you don't like. Got it. They just completely, it goes right over their heads where the hypocritical bullshit comes in. And it's like, this is the person that you're defending. You're defending someone who told someone they should harm themselves. They should live stream it. Why don't they just go do it already? Does that strike you as a person who gives a fuck about other people or who's going to be about truth? The man's not about truth. He never has been. He's been about himself. Whatever he's got to do. Lie, scheme, pretend, commit perjury, file a false report, bring fake evidence to court. Whatever he's got to do. Blackmail, extort, all of those things. He's done them all. And then some. Call people screaming and yelling, demanding they do X, Y, and Z. That's his go-to. Because he doesn't want to put it in writing. But if you don't answer his calls or his texts to call him, then he'll put it in writing. Hell, and then some. Because it's never ending. It doesn't stop. It's every day, all day. You know, it's constant. Clearly, they don't know us well enough to know that that's not going to stop us and it's not going to shut us up. It's not something that's magically going to shut us up. Sorry, not sorry. I have to laugh because to me, it's like, this is what you get for not knowing people. This is what you get for just making shit up, is you don't know what people have been through. You don't know if they've been through 10 times worse. And what you're doing is just a fucking joke at this point. He knows the end is near. He knows it's coming. And he's in panic mode. I heard he was holding the phone today like this. What does that tell you? You know, is he looking in his rear view for those Silverados to pull up? Should be. I would be if I was him. I definitely would be if I was him. End is near, my friend. That jail cell is calling your name. Those silver bracelets have a sound, and it goes clink, clink. If you don't commit crimes, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't use your viewers as a mob of lunatics, you don't have to worry about it. Here's an idea. Maybe, just maybe, and JFK called him on this. Why not tell your audience not to do those things, Aiden? Why not? Why not just tell your audience? Oh, I don't control them. Cool. Then it doesn't matter if you say it or not, right? Then they won't listen. They won't listen. You just say it and they won't listen. That's the sound, my friend. Yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? That's the sound. If what we say doesn't matter and it's not true, then why do you care? Why do you give a shit? Why do you give a rat's ass? You know? Why does it matter what we have to say if it's all bullshit and you're innocent and it's freedom of speech, freedom of speech? Freedom of speech for who? For you? For just you? No one else? Just you, right? Hold on a second, guys. I get something. You're back. I see you. To me, it's the lack of self-awareness that really gets me. It's like you're telling other people on YouTube to get a job, but you work on YouTube and don't have a job. You say you're for freedom of speech, but you don't want other people to have their freedom of speech. You don't like what they have to say. Oh, I love that she loves math. That's awesome. My kids all love reading. Even my oldest, who went blind from her disease, now she wants Audible because she loves books. She's just like me. She's a little book nerd. All my kids are book nerds. You know, it'll be his own words and his own actions. But if you don't control your audience, then just telling them to please not do it, that it could get you in trouble, wouldn't make a difference, right? Wouldn't make a difference if you just said, hey, guys, please don't harass other people. Please don't call other people. Please don't text other people. You can get me in trouble, right? Right? I mean, just saying that, I mean, hey, that wouldn't be a big deal, right? That wouldn't be such a big deal. Of course not. He doesn't do it for simply one reason, because he wants them to do it. If that is not fucking glaringly obvious to anyone, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry. You know? Well, that's... now he's not dealing with his buddy judge anymore. From what I've heard, Judge Doolin plays golf with Attorney Bradel. Judge Doolin is not on the bench anymore. You know who is? Judge Krupp. Judge Krupp doesn't look like he's very wants to deal with Aiden, but he was the judge that told Aiden he was on thin ice already. So I don't think Judge Krupp is going to be pleased if he comes in there December 5th with new charges from New Jersey. As a matter of fact, I think if he stomps in there with new charges from New Jersey, that he might be held with no bail. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to find it'll be in his favor to keep committing crimes or to keep talking about the victims in New Jersey. I honestly think that that's a bad idea, but he's going to keep doing it. He's going to keep doing it. And if he does, I'll keep addressing it. He wants to talk about them, I'm going to tell the truth. He has to... Yeah, Jesse usually says that, exactly that. You know? That's gross. That's just gross. That's just gross. It's gross. It's gross behavior. It is. Sorry, I had to check on something. I'm always getting random stuff that people send me to see if it's important to tell you guys or not. Some things I end up having to look into, other things I got the... Oh, no, I didn't. You just reminded me. Just reminded me to go look at that. You just reminded me. I would have forgot. Listen, I got so many things sometimes that I do forget. So if I ever forget, just remind me again. No, I don't care what's new. Gosh dang it. What's happening here? Fresh? No, maybe not. Hold on. Is it a DM? I'm so confused right now. Or is it just a tag? I know, right? Let me see. I can't. Let me see. No. Yeah, I don't see anything in my messages, but my messages sometimes can be. Did I refresh? Refresh? General? Oh, we're going to general. We're going into general. Oops. Back. General. Boop. Yeah, you can't change it for 14 days. I got it. Yeah, you can't. I don't know why YouTube does that, but when you change your name, it doesn't let you change it back for like like a certain amount of time or whatever it is. That's so funny. It's happened. It's happened. But that's the thing, right? Who the fuck, again, what kind of person even messes with kids? Who does that? Who the fuck, does that sound like a good person to anyone? Same with children. That's not normal behavior from anyone. It's just fucking not. By what stretch of the imagination, if anyone else did it, right? If anyone else did it, the cult would be screaming from the rooftops how inappropriate it is, right? Why the fuck don't they apply that same behavior to him? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why not apply the same shit? It does. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. It's like they are so brainwashed. So brainwashed to just do this shit. It is mind-blowing. No, it wasn't Esty or Jackie. That email has been around since, 2 years ago. It had nothing to do with either one of them. You know what I mean? It's just gross. It's gross behavior to just throw an accusation out there for no reason whatsoever, simply because you don't like a person. First of all, why does he even have anything to say about Esty? You still jealous of her, buddy? You still jealous, bud? You're so jealous. It's kind of sad. It's a little sad. You know? Unlike him, people like Esty or me or any of you can know when you were wrong on something and say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about something. I'm sorry. Right? Because that's owning it. It's owning your shit. And you also know how to try to help make someone else's day brighter or help someone just because it's the right thing to do. Right? I mean, that's not it. It's the same email that's done it every time for the turtle. It's for the turtle. So make it make sense. You know? Ugh, I hope that we get a track on that. Honestly. Yeah, he sure did. He sure fucking did. That was so great. I don't even know how anybody watched that. I didn't, but I saw the clips afterward and I was like, wow. Oh yeah, it has been for quite some time. Esty's always been nice to pretty much everyone, you know? For what did she deserve that for? It was simple jealousy. She didn't steal anybody's seat. That didn't happen. It was a simple jealousy issue from the turtle, his girlfriend, and her friends. And that's what turned into it's okay to shit on her? No. Mm-mm. She had nothing to do with fucking anything. At least she's trying to do what she thinks is right to make other people's lives better or easier in some way. More than half those people can't say that they've ever bothered to volunteer to do a goddamn fucking thing, to try to make anybody's life better, to try to be kind, to try to do any of that shit. Yeah, it always does. He got so mad one day when I showed him on the courthouse steps how many people were watching the stream. And he bitched and whined about that for the next fucking month and a half. That pissed him off so badly that there were like 6,000 people watching or something like that. It pissed him off. What? That's weird. Why would that piss you off? To me, it's like, I want everybody to do well, right? Like everyone should do well, but don't give up your boundaries. Don't give up what you believe is right and wrong for it. Because that's when you lose yourself. You know what I mean? That's when you lose your fucking self. And so it's like, why wouldn't you want everyone to do well? He doesn't want everyone to do well. It has to be him and only him. And if it isn't, he throws a big, giant baby bitch tantrum, like a child. And that's a huge red flag. Any woman would be running the opposite direction if a man acted like that towards them. The same would apply here. You know? Oh, I'm sure it did. I am sure it did. He is the common denominator in it all. in it all. And yet, people fail to understand that, fail to realize it, they fail to see it. It's unfortunate, right? Because what happens is then they miss out on decent people for a shitty human that eventually, no matter who you are, whether a viewer, a watcher, a donator, I mean, he berates people who donate to him simply for asking like a valid question. Or sometimes somebody will catch on to something that he said and be like, send $20 and be like, but you said this last week and now you're saying this. Can you please elaborate? And he'll lose his mind. I'm not going to fucking elaborate for anybody. I don't know you a fucking thing, blah, 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 blah. Well, why not just elaborate, sir? Not just answer the question. Oh, because you can't, because you lied. Because there is no answer. So instead he screams and yells at that person who donated money to his channel. And they weren't trolling. They weren't trying to be a troll. It wasn't like, hey, donating to be a troll. You know? Right? They should absolutely have the day they deserve. Gold star! Cult HQ is calling. Y'all should head back there. Cult HQ is paging all the minions. Paging minions. Paging minions. Paging all the minions. You know, I thought about this, right? And I'm like, when I go out for my birthday, I'm with my friends and the people that I care about, and I'm listening to music and I'm dancing and I'm having a good time, I'm gonna, salute to all the angry people who follow the turtle, who just sit there and believe every word that he says until it's them. And I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm going to pray that one day you find your way to the outside of the cult and you look in and you go, holy shit. Because if I had a fucking penny for every single time that happened, I would be fucking rich by now. For real. For every person that emailed me and said, holy shit, Elise, I didn't realize it until I was only sort of standing on the outside looking in, and I stepped out of it for a second. But once I stepped out of it, I couldn't not see it. It was directly in front of me, and I don't know how I was blinded all that time. If I had a fucking penny for every goddamn fucking time someone told me that, or every time someone came to me and made an apology and said, you know what, I apologize. I shouldn't have just went with other people and what they said or what he said. And now I see where I was wrong and how it was wrong, and I apologize, and I'm ashamed of myself and the things that I said and the things that I did, and it doesn't feel like things that I would normally say or I would normally do. If I had a fucking penny for every time someone told me that, I would also. I think a lot of them know. I think they just enjoy drama, or some of them are looking for somewhere to belong. They're looking for somewhere to belong or a community to belong to, and they think those are their people. The problem is those aren't their people. Every single one of those people are going to turn on you in a second if you ask a single question. You don't agree on a single thing, then, and they don't care if lies about you. They'll know that certain things are lies, and they still won't stick up for you. That's how it works. They're afraid of being his next blog. But it's just that, a blog, a rumor mill. He is the drama channel. Talks about everybody being a drama channel. He is the king drama channel. He spews rumors. That's not journalism. Journalists don't spew rumors. They also don't make fun of people. That's not the way journalists work. They certainly don't make fun of homelessness or food insecurity or anything like that. Because decent humans don't do that anyway. And they know that someone's worth is not nailed to the amount of money that they make. People who think that are people who are very lonely and closed-minded in life. And they remain that way because they tie their worth to dollar signs. That's sad. That's really sad. I feel sad for them. I feel very sad for them because that's how they'll continue to live. It's true. Yes. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't have a life, Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true. Make sure you get good screenshots. Oh, they do. And they act like I care. It's like, do you think I care? Oh, God. My messages are overloaded. Over freaking loaded. Half the shit I can't confirm, so I can't say. The other half I can confirm, but it's so bad that I can't say. And then the other half is stuff that's bad, but things that are sort of happening behind closed doors, so I can't say. So there's a lot of things I just can't say. Let's just put it that way. And it's funny because they come, they screenshot. It's like, do you think I give a fuck what you screenshot here? Do you think I give a fuck if you go and you screenshot it and you go, ooh, Twisted Tragedies was on talking about it and oh. Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody gives a shit. You're screaming out into the X abyss, the Twitter abyss, okay? I have a community of people I'm proud of that help one another. So when someone here is struggling, someone else helps lift them up. I can appreciate that. Even if it's not helping me, it's helping them. And I'm for that. I'm all for it. You know? I don't know how to tell them if it is. You're so silly. Right? It's all the love. Well, that's what they want, right? Usually they'll go and they'll look. Sometimes you give them the links and stuff and they'll go and they'll look. Well, that's the thing, right? There's plenty of people, and that's like a theme here on my show. Nobody suffers in silence. Nobody walks alone. No one. I don't care who it is. Everybody knows that they can reach out. You know, they don't ever have to say anything. They can reach out to me. I'm sure there's other people they can reach out to, not just me, but I'm sure, you know, they're more than welcome. And I know that there is other people out there that they could reach out to. I'm sure they have friends or family or whatever. If they don't, they always have us as an option. They can get a hold of me or one of my mods, who will happily give them the information to get a hold of me. I'm sure he did. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for your hate view. I mean, that's just sad. Like, you're a full-grown man. Like, go do full-grown man shit. It's like these men want to talk about women, right? They wanna do what their leader tells them. You know, they wanna, let's make fun of chicks because that's like the new cool thing to do, guys. It's not only wild, but for me, what happens is when a couple of them or a dozen or so of them fall off the cliff, what happens is usually comes another dozen and another dozen. So when people start to see what's going on, they oftentimes will show other people. And so then I'll just get an influx of messages from a ton of people who are like, what the fuck is going on and why didn't I see this already? And I'm like, can't say nobody warned you. Can't say nobody fucking warned you. You know? Like, well, that's the thing. Most decent human beings wouldn't, right? They wouldn't. It's the lack of self-awareness for me. You have a man who's renting an old lady's house. The Glera lives in his mother's basement, but they want to talk about migrant hotels. Well, if you didn't have your mother's basement, where would you live? Also, there's no such thing as a migrant hotel in Massachusetts. It's state-run shelter. They just house migrants and people from the state together. So there's no such thing as just a migrant hotel. Just FYI, it's a state-run shelter for all families, number one. Number two, if you didn't have your mom's basement, where would you be? If you didn't rent an old lady's room, where would you be? You know? Well, I hate when that's an excuse. That's a cop-out. I watch it for entertainment. I don't support him. You're supporting him tearing down other people and spreading lies. Half the shit he says is just bold-faced lies, just rumors someone else told him that he just spews. You are supporting him, though. So you can say that you're only watching it for entertainment and you don't support him, but by watching it, you are supporting him. You know, unless you're doing it for research purposes and, you know, whatever. Like, if you're just doing it for entertainment, you are supporting it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know? Yeah, because that's who you are, is you would help anybody with anything, even if you didn't have the gas to get all the way there. That's my point, is these people miss out on decent human beings that would benefit being in their lives simply because a very toxic male who clearly hates women takes his little minions and says they're bad. They miss out. You know, someone pointed that out to me not long ago, and they're like, you know what? They miss out. So who gives a shit, right? Less people that are asking you for help. Like, less people that are fucking asking you for help or anything, you know? And it's like, it all goes bad in the end. No, she's not. It all goes bad in the end. It all goes fucking bad. Nothing happened. Simply, he got jealous. That's what happened. He got jealous and he decided that he was going to attack her because he needed to talk about something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I do. I honestly feel like someone else has been saved from something awful. Did I hear what? What happened? I feel like I do, Lieutenant Dan. I do. I feel like someone else has been fucking plucked off a boat that's ready to just go down and they have no life vest on, you know? No. I'm sorry. What? Are we talking about the Mean Girls video that was posted forever ago? I'm not talking about a new one, right? Talking about, is it an old one? The old one? I won't. I refuse to. I refuse. It's always going to be the same people that talk. Yeah. That's the same lie that they've pulled with everyone and anyone. It's the same lie they've pulled with every person on planet Earth. My husband laughed. My husband's like, bro, I'm with my wife, not at work. I FaceTime my wife from work, but like, nice try. Like, no, I've been with my husband 11 years. We have no secrets between us. Like, that's not a thing. You fucking idiots. They've tried that with everyone and anyone they don't like. They think it's going to ruin people's relationships, and like that's what they do. You know what I mean? That's what they do. Yeah, funny until it's them, though, right? Real funny makes it real funny. You know, real fucking funny. Well, that's debatable. I mean, it's not. It crossed illegally, and then the government like basically gives them a letter that says, okay, you can stay here until you have a court date. So it's a rock and a hard place, but that's it. There's no such thing as a migrant shelter. That's not a thing. Exactly. No, it's not. They just say shit. Like, why? Like, for what? That's disgusting. Like, bro, come for me. Bring it the fuck on. Come for me. You little bitch boy. You little fucking coward. Why don't you leave people that don't have platforms the fuck alone, big boy? You know what I'm saying? You did. You got detoured right past my housey house. My migrant shelter. Okay, Ash? Shh. Shh. Goddamn. It hurts me too because she doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? But they do it to everyone. It's their thing. It's their fucking thing. It's a pattern. It's a pattern that can be predicted at this point, which is pretty fucking sad if you ask me. The fact that we can predict these patterns is the worst part. It's just sad. The whole fucking thing is sad. Such a coward. He's such a fucking coward. Like, behind the scenes, if Meredith is posting anything, what that means is he's bitching to her, he's helping her out, and that's what's happening. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't believe anything else. It's not okay. It's not fucking okay. It's just not. That's my point. Like, he'll sit and laugh. Like, when someone else hurts themselves because you decided that you were going to go with baseless allegations and lies that a turtle spewed on his channel, right? And someone else hurts themselves because of that, because they're tired of being tortured by lies and bullshit. How the fuck are you going to feel as a human? Because that's not something I could live with. I couldn't live with that. I would not be able to live with that. So for the people that think it's funny or it's entertainment, would it be entertainment if it was you? Your son, your daughter, your mother, your brother, your sister, your spouse. Would it be funny then? Anybody who would say yes would be a fucking liar, like I said yesterday. Wouldn't be funny then. At all. Not even a little bit. But for all the hate watchers that are watching, hi Aiden, and all the minions, okay? If you contribute to someone's death because you thought he was funny, right? It's funny, it's all fun and games, right? Until someone dies. It's all fun. It's hilarious. So funny, let me tell you. How are you going to feel as a human being? You're going to live with that for the rest of your life? That you helped a bully and a liar lead someone to the point where they felt there was no out in such a low place to stop being harassed into oblivion or getting death threats or phone calls or text messages. I love these people that are just like, well, I just said mean words online. No, it's not just mean words online. It's not just freedom of speech. This goes into real life where people are getting death threats and text messages and phone calls of threats and emails of threats. That's real life. That's not online. That is what it results in every single fucking time. And he knows it. And he thinks it's great. For all of you out there that think it's just entertainment, he thinks it's hilarious. It's funny. It's great. So if it was your brother or your sister or your spouse or your mother or your daughter, would you think it was funny then? Or you? Would you think it was haha funny then? And when someone has a tragedy and something happens, who do you think is going to be held responsible? Think you're just going to let that one skip by? What's the end game here? The end game is to laugh at other people's expense, other people's pain. Well, if that's the case, why not just give him your pain and your trauma, any skeletons you got, just give those all to him and see what he does with them. See if he'd be all right with that. Anybody who's saying they would be a fucking liar once again. He'd be a liar. You wouldn't be okay with that. Which is why most of you who cheer him on are also uncomfortable in ways. But you still do it. You think he's funny or he's not exposing shit. He's an insecure little boy that feels like picking on other people will make him feel better. And for a millisecond, it does. Psych 101, my friends. For a millisecond, it does. But after that millisecond is over, it's back to feeling himself, which feels shitty through and through. Because he's a shitty human being. And he's insecure. Self-admittedly, by the way. Narcissists usually are very insecure. It's just a movie, right? Except this isn't a movie. This is real fucking life. This is real life. Oh, yeah. I have no idea, Carolyn. Cannot answer that question. I don't know. I also don't know what happened to Nick. Nothing will make a narcissist happy. Nothing's going to make him happy. What would make him happy is everybody just bowed down, did everything he wanted, handed him millions of dollars, and, kissed his feet. And even then, sadly, he still wouldn't be content and happy because an insecure person who's a narcissist never will be. There's a reason you don't see his family surrounding him to support Turtleboy. Nobody ever asked themselves why. I know why. Do you? Never see his family be like, yeah, he does a podcast and talk to other people about it. Nope. Of course, that's what they want. Of course, that's what they want. They want to leave her alone and in her sorrows. If her husband is smart, he'll know they're just fucking bullshitting, per usual. That's of course what they want. Because they're cruel, disgusting, horrible people. If her husband's smart, like I said, and like I think he is, He'll just ignore them. But it's the point, and that's what they're trying to do. You know? Good for her. I love it. Good for her. Girl, I got like no lashes left. I wish I could get my lashes done. That would be freaking great. I need lashes desperately. I also need to get my nails done desperately, but you know. I saw a saying that fits. TV. No one trashes your name better than the person who is terrified that you're going to tell the truth. That's a fact, my friend. He can do all the trashing to me he wants. Cool. Let's leave everyone else out of this. How about that? He is a narcissist, misogynistic, a loser. Nobody I know has to say how they're not a misogynist. You know who does have to say they're not misogynistic? Misogynists. He oftentimes has to say, I'm not a massage therapist, as some sort of joke because he can't say misogynist correctly. You know, I don't know anybody else who has to say that they're not one. You know, he's not getting good advice. Well, his family's not proud of what Turtleboy is. That they want no part in it. You know, no part. Not everybody does, Michelle. Eventually, some people do, and like someone said earlier, when someone does realize what's happening and what they're sort of contributing to me, it almost feels like somebody was plucked off of a burning boat that's about to sink, right? Like they were saved. They were plucked right off that burning boat that's about to fucking sink into the ocean and be lost forever. And they were just saved, you know? He does have a big family. They do not support Turtleboy. They don't support the brand. They don't support what he does. I don't think they want him to go to jail, but they don't support what he does. That's why. Gee, I wonder why. It's not something they can be proud of. Do you think they're proud of him tearing down other people constantly? No. No one would be. No one fucking would be. It's weird shit. It's weird shit. Yeah, bitches are crazy. Yeah, because that's why you're too cowardly to go after men, right? I mean, the fact that they let it go right over their heads, you know? We know why, right? We know why. That football game is why he doesn't teach anymore. And a couple other reasons. That was just like the last straw there. A minor child that was, I think, sexual harassment. Technically, he was making these gestures, sexual gestures at a minor child at a football game, at a Giants game, I believe it was. And the school found out that, and the school found out he was Turtleboy at some point and told him, like, no, that does not align with what our teachers do. You know, of course. It just never ends. It's constant. It's constant. New target, new day, 5 targets in one day. It's over and over and over. And it's funny because what the glarer doesn't realize is eventually Aiden will come for him and hard. The second Will has a little bit more money or a little bit more viewers or says something wrong that he doesn't even think is wrong, but he breathed the wrong way, he'll come for him. It's not an if, it's a fucking when. I mean, I would say semi-normal. You know, most of them have normal jobs, everyone but him, or normal life. You know? Yeah, I'd be creeped the fuck out. I cannot imagine him being after my fucking teacher. That's a hell motherfucking no. No, 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 no. Not my child's teacher. Fuck no. Absolutely not. Not by a goddamn long shot. Alright, guys, I'm gonna have to end this soon because I have to get my kid off a bus soon. I have to go to the bathroom and do all that fun stuff before I take out dinner, before I make sure it's ready to be taken out of the fridge. get it ready to do. When my kid gets home, I usually like start making it because it usually takes like an hour or two to make what I'm gonna make. So yeah, they did. It was weird. Can you imagine? Creepy. Yeah, they think it's so funny until he tells one of them to go die in a hole. You know, you should. That would be great if you could find those. That would be amazing. I would love to. I saw them at one point, and I don't remember if I saved them or not. I have so much crap saved, I don't even know if I can find them. All right. And this. Do me a favor on you guys' way out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Share the video. That always helps. If you would like to contribute to the show, we would very well appreciate it. We need your help because we don't get by without all of you, right? We're just a small channel. And as you guys can see, we don't get 40, 50, donations or super chats or Venmos or anything like that. And so we can take all the help we can get for sure. Our Amazon wishlist is now private as a lunatics on the turtle team. So if you need it, you have to ask me or one of my mods, and they'll happily get it to you. We appreciate it very, very much. I'm attempting to figure out what time tomorrow I'll be doing a live, but I'm working on something, so I'm not really sure what time it's going to be tomorrow. I think it's definitely going to be earlier than today. I wanted to do an earlier one today, but I had something else I had to do on the phone first. So tomorrow will be earlier. I'm thinking probably 10:30-ish tomorrow, so just be prepared for it to be earlier than it has been. We have a link in the chat, also in the description of the video. If you want to use your credit or debit card, you can always remain anonymous when you donate. And if you donate when I'm not live anymore, I'll read it on the next stream, which is tomorrow morning. Anonymous or not, we just read the amount. If you want to remain anonymous, that's perfectly fine with me. I love your stinking faces, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.